following video contains a filthy ninja backpack build. This is probably gonna make you vomit in your mouth. Just a little. Status effects. Hazard protection. Self and team repairs. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey lads, let me try something filthy and a little bit different.
Hostile assault turret detected. Hostile Gator killed.
You've got mail.
Back in my bag, yo. Conscious. ISO. Diamond. Back in my bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, and she be riding on that thing like a Ferris wheel. Yeah, I love them dark skin, brown skin, caramel. You know I had to bring it to the hood like she Karen Civil when she keep on turning head. Cause when she walk that thing jiggle, and we going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back, low, we back again so highly. This that back in my back, low, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back, low, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow. Back in my, yeah, back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, yeah, I'm back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, this my, back in my bag flow. Back again, yeah, we keep on stacking it, what's happening? Everything in Gucci got me feeling like I'm dapper then. Life has been a movie, yeah, so shout out to the cameraman. Pull up to the scene, it's going down like an avalanche. Steady going up like a travel plan. Homer Simpson phase, lucky power plant. Yeah, I'm off that dope, like I'm back again to busy. At the Mellies, I don't club hers. Give the word if it's a city, love forgive me. Still having motion, dog, so why would I slow it? Make it rain on them, bust a band, then you throw it. We was steady having it, even at our lowest. High speed road running, keep my motor going. Hey, hey, people feel away, but they don't show it. Gotta watch the people that surround you, that you grow it. They be coming around you with some places till you own it. Soon as I bust a nut, she be like, baby, where you going? Never slowing down, it's enough to go around. Yeah, you probably knew it's then, but really you don't know it's now. Niggas love to show and tell, but all my niggas know me well. It was either chase a dream or go to jail, but none of us ain't going. Going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back, low, we back again so highly. This that back in my back, low, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back, low, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow. Back in my, yeah, back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, yeah, I'm back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, this my, back in my bag flow, Yeah, not for real.
Somebody's on work, bro.
Double up. This at home. None of y'all really fucking.
Prank him, John.
Stinger hive detected. Hostile stinger hive detected.
It strikes me that there's a considerable amount of bullshit going on here, and there's just a few things that I'd like to clear up. All right?
There you go, push now. Ah, like that board.
Hostile defender drone detected.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I'm like, probably don't.
Hostile hive detected.
What?
Rogue stinger hive detected.
Get it.
Hostile stinger hive detected.
Hold there, I'm kidding for you. Get in. They should all be sledged. I'm jamming. Phoned him under the truck.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, which make my life more simple. Bounce inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. Cheers to my past. I'm doing great now, just in case they ask. In the booth and I lay down, I might take a nap. And they thought I was playing around, I was up like my tax. Living fast, over limit on the freeway, hope no cops pass. Had to dip off for a minute, yeah, that's my bad.
Come to me for a
But
gift.
I can't stay for too long, I gotta go. I grab my bag and hit the dash, yeah, adios. I drop the clutch and slam the gas, and it's by my nose. If you're not first, then you're in last. Ricky Bobby quote, you gotta know. Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes, so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I had. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die, you don't know I'm bad. They say the good die, you don't know I'm bad. Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Bounce inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I had. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die, you don't know I'm bad. They say the good die, you don't know I'm bad.
One of the doors, fine. It's phoned again.
Gator don't play no shit. Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
Oh yeah.
Emotional damage.
He's phoned in there. I'm just gonna keep phoning him in there.
Rogue Stinger Hive detected. Hostile Stinger Hive detected.
Hello, motherfucker.
Rogue Defender drone detected. Hostile
Is that somebody chasing me up the stairs? Yeah. Get yourself with a kid. Why is Toxic chasing me? Getting for you, mate. Stay close. Oh, I got ya. Ah, I got him. No, I got him. Odin's out on me. He's on fire.
Rogue Defender drone detected.
I'll keep for you. Stay close. Yeah.
Rogue airburst.
Yeah, I'm still on this hazard thing, man. Yeah, I just popped the hit, so.
Delightful. You're sick. I really mean that. You're sick!
Hello,
Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going, and welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Now it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a build video. Me and Mrs. Plum have moved into our new home and I got a little bit sick and I've had some surgery. Don't panic, I'm going to be fine, and I'm slowly on the mend and I'm going to get back into a somewhat normal routine, so hopefully I'll have some new content for you over the coming weeks. For everyone that sent well wishes, thank you, and everyone's ongoing support here on YouTube and over on Twitch is greatly appreciated. So today's build, well, we've got something a little bit different and very disgusting. This is a crowd control counter and support build for PvP. It's a little bit of a mouthful, I know. Have you ever been in a server and had those status and skill players turn up and server push? Of course you have, we all have. Well, this build is my counter to that shit. This is a team support build for those types of servers and encounters. This build's not going to work in every server, I know that, and you all should know that too. But when the bullshit turns up, you and your team are definitely going to put a lot of those players in their place if you use this build. We can mostly control how the server will play. Crowd control is first and foremost. We have 6 skill tiers and we can get up to 85% status effect on this build. We've got 90% hazard protection across the board. Using particular mods will give us full immunity from 3 different status effects, and we've got a pretty decent armor pool too. We can provide armor repair for our team, and we've got a few different ways that we can buff our team's damage. Is this build cheesy? Yes, of course it is, in more ways than just one. With this setup, I've literally out-cheesed the cheese. But it's effective, and it's a lot of bloody fun too. But before we get stuck into the build, welcome back to all you amazing subscribers. If you are new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, you know what to do, pull your finger out and give that sub button a click. Make sure you engage with this video, a like, a share, a comment, it all helps with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Doing all this stuff is going to help the channel and our amazing community grow. And don't forget to check me out on all my other socials including Twitch, Discord, Facebook, the works. All the links are in the description below. Righto champions, with all that said and done, let's get in and check out the build. Our core attributes read as 1 red, 3 blues and 4 skill tiers with 1.3 million armor. But in fact we've got 5 skill tiers on the build as you can see here, and with our pistol in our hand we're going to have the 6th skill tier. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. As you can all see, we're using the Ninja Backpack, which is basically a wildcard item that's going to unlock the next bonus on gear sets and brand sets. So we actually have 4 pieces of the Eclipse Protocol and 2 pieces of both Bellstone and Brazo. I've been using this in PvP, but something similar would also work amazing in PvE. For the specialization, I've gone with Survivalist. The fire grenade's going to provide more crowd control, and using it with the new Sledgehammer talent is disgusting when fighting servers. The main reason that we're going to be using Survivalist though is for the armor kit. Armor kits now repair over 5 seconds and also apply to group members within 20 meters of us. This perk in combination with the everyday carrier is literally insane. There's no other way to describe it. And we're also going to give a 10% damage bonus to targets with a status effect to our team. For our primary weapon, I'm going to be using the Scorpio.
This weapon fires debilitating venomous rounds inspired by the Scorpion, specifically Hot Antarta. The weapon developed in conjunction with DARPA failed to get approval due to being in contravention of the Hague Convention of 1899.
This gun's pretty filthy in both PvE and PvP. Mine is maxed out and I've upgraded a little bit, so essentially we're going to have 2 core reds on the build while using this gun. The talent's called Septic Shock and the status effects do vary depending if you're using it in PvE or PvP. So we'll toggle on our PvP stats. Landing shots will apply bleed, disrupt and ensnare, and at 8 stacks targets will take 20% more damage from all sources. The duration of the status effects from this gun only scale with the number of pellets that you land on that applying shot. Speccing heavily into status effects everywhere on the build won't impact the gun. Using the Scorpio is an easy way to unlock unlimited status effects. You can keep peppering shots on different targets to keep those buffs active for your team. For the secondary, you can pretty much use whatever you like. I had this MK16 sitting around, so I slapped Sledgehammer onto it. This talent with the fire nades is busted. Dealing damage with a grenade applies a mark on a target. Targets with the mark will take 30% more damage to their armor and they get a minus 20% movement speed, and the marks will last 10 seconds. Because of our specialization, if a marked target is under a status effect, they'll take 40% extra damage. And because we've got hazard protection on the build, we don't need to worry about accidentally sledging ourselves. Yes, this does happen, but not on this build. The fire nade with this is so strong, because as long as that fire is still burning on the ground, anyone that runs into the fire will get sledged. Another busted thing about this is once the target's marked, I can swap weapons and they stay marked. If played right, I can juggle backwards and forwards with the Scorpio to make sure that every target is taking a whopping 60% extra damage. Yuck, yuck, yuck. For the pistol, I'm going to be using the TDI card. While we've got the pistol in our hand, we get a +1 skill tier, which gives us 6 skill tiers on the build. The talent I prefer to use here is Perpetuation. Headshots grant a +50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect applied. Using skills that apply a debilitating status like foam or fire, I find to work best. This talent also works with your fire grenades, but if you swap from the pistol before applying that next status effect, you do lose that buff. Now you could use Sledgehammer here and Perpetuation on your secondary gun, it's completely up to you. I've tried both and I prefer it this way. Righto, now for the gear on the build, and first up we've got the Eclipse Mask. Because of the Ninja Backpack, we actually unlock the 4-piece bonus. We gain 15% status effect, 15% skill haste, and a huge 30% hazard protection. The 4-piece bonus is called Indirect Transmission. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 5 meters and refreshes for 50% of its duration. Now, 5 meters is pretty limited, but playing the stairs in DZ South for PvP or pushing NPC spawn points in missions will help make the most of this talent. I will be trying this with just a 3-piece bonus and maybe using 1-piece Golem or Wyvern for more status effect. But this is the setup that I was using during all the gameplay, so even though it may still need some tweaking, it's the build you're going to get. For the attributes, we've got a skill tier, 10% hazard protection, and I've gone with a burn resistance mod. Now I suggest swapping mods depending on what status effects you encounter. I find it's mostly fire, bleed and foam, so they're the ones that I've spec'd into so I can counter them. For the chest, we've gone with the name Bellstone, the Everyday Carrier. This is one of my favourite pieces in the game. Bellstone's going to give us 1% regen and 10% armor on kill. We've got max armor, hazard protection, status effect, and an ensnare resistance mod with the talent Perfectly Efficient. Using an armor kit has a 75% chance of not consuming the kit. Specialization kit bonuses increase by 50%. This in combination with Survivalist means that we can hopefully keep spamming kits to heal our team. Yes, you can get very unlucky and chew through your kits by not having this proc, because it's all chance, and that's what we call crapping out. For the holster, we've gone 1 piece of Brazo, so we get skill haste and a skill tier from our bonuses. Now this is just a regular Brazo piece. Picara's could work, but I haven't really tried it. For me personally, I want armor, hazard protection, and status effects on this setup. If you do want to try the Picaros on this, you can. You're going to get a little bit more weapon damage, but do make sure you have that hazard protection roll. For the knee pads, we've got Eclipse, we've gone with a skill tier, and we've got max hazard protection. The gloves are going to be the last piece of Eclipse protocol, and we've got a skill tier and max hazard protection again. Now the last item on the build is the NINJABIKE messenger bag.
From the depths of hell, this has been resurrected as if it cannot die.
Without this piece on the build, you won't be able to get all these gear set and brand set bonuses. From our backpack, we're going to get a core weapon damage, core armor, and a skill tier, and I've gone with a bleed resistance mod. The talent's pretty simple, it's called Resourceful. Slot in and equip with any gear set or brand set to fulfill the next requirements. It's our wildcard to play fill in for whatever you want. It's pretty bloody awesome. Now, are there alternative options to the Ninja Bag? There certainly are. Slotting in something like Creeping Death on your backpack would drastically change the crowd control abilities. Just keep in mind that if you do want to go down that path, you might need to shuffle around a couple of other pieces and a few attributes. Use this as a template or inspiration to make something of your own. If you do have any suggestions and you want to drop a comment below, please do. I really do try my best to respond to everyone's comments. So that covers the build. Now what skills do you want to use? Well, honestly, anything that's going to apply a status effect will work. I tend to change it up from time to time. Things like the fire sticky or EMP sticky work great to slow down DPS players, and I'm going to trade that off for something like a jammer pulse when I see mortar builds or players hiding in checkpoints spamming seeker mines. And a staple for this build, yes, it's the foam. Is it cheesy? Yes. But if you're gonna come into the server and server push or try multi-group or bring your full-on skill builds to a fight, I'm going to foam you. And 8 foam chems when I've got the TDI card in my hand is maximum cheesiness. Sorry, it just is what it is. Righto then, fine print time, let's check out the stats. The damage we aren't really paying attention to because we are a crowd control support build. We're basically sitting at 1.3 mil armor. We've got a little bit of regen here. Ignore the minus sign, it does get bugged out from time to time when I'm standing in the shooting range. But where this build's really going to shine, it's in our hazard protection. 90% across the board. Like I mentioned before, swap out the mods to counter the more dominant status effects in your server so you get full protection. I've gone with the bleed, burn and ensnare, but it's easy to swap these out on the fly if you need to. So that's the build, champions. It's something very different and very disgusting. A crowd control, counter and support build for PvP, but could be easily adapted to a PvE build too. Look, are there counters for this? Yes, of course there are. But this is going to force those pure status and skill builds to change things up and push them outside their comfort zones. As you all saw, the build works in team play. It buffs, supports and complements a team very nicely. But it's also a lot of bloody fun. And that's what the game's about, having fun. So what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at my crowd control, counter and support build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, champions, and like always, show your content creators your support, like, share, comment and subscribe. All this kind of stuff really does help support myself and the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.